Wellness Show, Episode 40.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyson Bannigan, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. Welcome to The Wellness Show, and I'm excited to have on the call Samaria Cardinal. And today we're talking about ecstatic dance, and the title of today's talk is The Dance Within. And I know that Samara's been doing this for over a year, and it has to do with chakra activations, and I'm sure it has to do with raising one's consciousness through dance. So without further ado, how about introducing yourself and telling us a bit about who you are?
Well, I am of Métis origin, and I was raised with a sweat lodge in my backyard. I fell away from spirituality for many years, and a few years ago I got involved with yoga and got introduced to the East Indian practices and started falling in love with the chakras and chakra theory. And with regards to that, I have always been a dancer. I was a professional belly dancer for years, and dancing is always something that I've used to get in touch with the universe, and is my way of connecting with the universe, and it is my prayer, my moving meditation. And when I found out about teaching spiritual dance and about teaching chakra dance, I thought, oh my God, this is something that will be my my process to facilitate what I want to do. It will be something that will just guide me to helping people, to helping myself. And it would just be wonderful because I just love dance. I love the chakras. I love spirituality. It combines everything that I want to do.
So what is it about dance that excites you or gets you going? Is it the full body motion? Is it the music? Is it all of that?
The music, to me, music is so important. If you look at music, it is the only thing that activates the whole brain. When they put you under an MRI, the whole brain lights up when music is put to a person. So music is an incredible resource to use on an individual. And when you use dance, it can be used as a form of meditation. And chakra dance and the spiritual dance that I teach, a lot of times it is done with the eyes closed to facilitate a healing practice and to open up a person's spirituality. So they go through a psychological process of dealing with themselves and with their own inside, and to facilitate their spiritual path with the dance in the form of moving meditation. It is actually like a moving prayer to them.
So that's great. So is this done on an individual basis or is it done in a group?
I do individuals plus groups.
Right. So I guess the question was, for example, we did some sacred dance last weekend at a conference, but it was ancient dance where we were taught, and it's very simplistic, but we all did it together. Is that something what you're talking about? Are you doing it together like that, or is it all an inner journey that happens with each individual person, or are you doing it collectively as a dance?
I do it in groups of individuals, but a lot of times when I do it, I ask people to have their eyes closed, or I provide eye masks for them. And so when they're doing it, it is in a group setting many times, but when they're doing it, because their eyes closed and because they're wearing eye masks, they are going within and they're not looking at each other and they're not going, oh, that person is dancing better than me. Oh, they're looking at other people and oh, they're going without. When they're eyes are closed, and when they're wearing the eye masks, they are looking within. So it becomes a whole process of growth within inside them.
Well, that sounds beautiful. So it's an inner journey. And so how does the chakra part come in? Do you guide them through each chakra, or with the music, or are you using your voice to guide them? Or tell me more about the process.
I use a lot of guided imagery. A lot of times I will start with a seated guided meditation. And when they do the dance process, we use chakras. A lot of times I will go through, I will take one session and I will use that one session to go through one chakra. And they journey into that chakra. And I, like, say you take the root chakra. During that chakra, I use music that is specifically resonated to that chakra. And I also guide them into a dance of their animal nature, a dance of their instincts, a dance to ground them and connect them to Mother Earth, a dance to connect them to themselves, to their ancestors, to everyone that was before them, to nature.
I love that. So really you're bringing your Métis First Nations background to bear in this guided process. So do you use a drum as well?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No. That is something that would be really good, though.
I would encourage you to do it. I mean, I can see you when I tune into you actually turning the drum over and toning into the drum. So that's the vision I'm having of you, which would bring your who you are right foremost into what you're doing. Not that the music that you use is a beautiful way to convey it, but I'm sure there's something in your voice that I'm hearing, your heritage, the drum, the sacredness of that, I think would help in part of your guided meditation. And don't mind me. I'm just as I get these visions or sense, so I just want to share that and communicate that with you. It sounds wonderful. So it sounds like you have one session for each chakra. Is that correct? So is it like a 7-week program, or how does it work?
I have a bunch of different programs. I have one program called the Journeying series, and that is a series of seven programs, and that is one for each chakra. I have another series called the Awakening series, which is 9 programs, and it starts with an introductory that goes through all the 7 chakras just to warm them up and introduce them to the series. And then it goes through each of the 7 chakras. And then it has an integration class at the end where they integrate all their experiences that they've had through the whole series. And then I also teach a class called Spiritual Zumba, which is a short 45-minute session where I just take like spices into the chakras. And I also do short spiritual dance sessions, and I also do spiritual events.
Yeah, I think the spiritual event, another image I had was, the whole idea of combining your experience that you have around doing the sweat, right? The sweat lodge, and having the sweat lodge as part of that whole process as well, either at the beginning or at the end. At the beginning, talking about what it is that you're going to work on in the circle, right, in the sweat, and then using the dance as the way of clearing through it. I can just have a feeling around how powerful it will be, because you're going to bring the totems in, right? You bring all the animal totems to bear in the whole process, and then taking them back to the sweat to do the final cleansing. I'm very excited for you. That's a very, very powerful process that you've created, very liberating for a lot of people, very much a way for them to connect to their spirit animals. So I'm excited. I can hardly wait. Unfortunately, you probably live on the other side of the world from me, right? Where do you live?
I live in Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, you're not that far away. I was just over there last weekend in Old, so maybe I can come and dance.
Oh,
So yeah, I was at the Olds College, and we had a conference, Questers, and that's where we did the sacred dance. And
oh, okay.
and I have to say it was powerful. I just wanted to go to bed. I just wanted to go to sleep. But when we danced in a group, there was something magical. We were all, it was like sweating. Even though that we weren't really working very hard at dancing, there was something incredibly powerful to do it as a group. The energy in the room was palpable. You could feel it. It was hugely dynamic. It was so highly inclusive. And here you are showing up, having an interview, talking about the same thing. And so I just want to say from a personal experience, what she's
That's
talking
amazing.
about is way more powerful than you could ever imagine. So if you're anywhere near Calgary, I really suggest you have, look this lady up. And do you travel and do workshops?
I will travel a little bit farther out than Calgary, but I tend to stay just around the Calgary area. Yes.
Right.
And also, with regards to the dance, we also do, after we do the dance, we do mandala art therapy, which is really interesting. After you do the dance, we all sit down and we take a mandala, which mandala in Sanskrit means sacred circle. And we have the participants put their hands in the middle of the circle, and we have them take 3 deep breaths. And then we have them focus everything, all their thoughts, feelings, emotions, images, everything that came up during the dance, and have them focus it all into that magic circle. And we have them draw a mandala about their experiences to bring everything that happened in the physical world into the material world. So that's really interesting.
So this is a group mandala. I mean, this is an individual mandala that everybody does for themselves?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. Very interesting. I like that. Yeah. Of course, I'd want to do a group mandala too, but that's something else. But I can see that if it's an inner journey that you want to capture that first. So, so then do people then share their mandala and talk about it, or is it a private?
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, we all sit in a circle and everybody has a chance to share. But if somebody does not want to share, that's up to them. It's more healing for them if they do. But some people choose not to. So that's, that's their individual right not to.
So tell me, who's your spirit guide in all this? Is it a dancing bear?
No, it's a Black Panther.
Ah, one of those. Well, I share the same problem as you. I have a Black Panther in my menagerie as well. So yes, the spirit of the Black Panther is very, very powerful. So you have a dancing panther, right?
Yes. Yes.
Great. So how long is your session? Like when you get together, is it an hour, hour and a half? How long is it?
Well, I have different times. I have 45-minute sessions up to over 2-hour sessions.
Wow.
And I also can do full day retreats also.
So tell me about your full day retreats. Do people come to you, or where do you hold them?
Full day retreat. I have studios that I rent out space. I haven't gone outside of the city yet to look at places where I would rent a retreat yet. But doing a retreat, we would go in depth into all the chakras in one day. And it's a very long, drawn out process that is very in depth and very healing, and it's really something to go through. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds very, very powerful. And so
yes.
It sounds like you rent a studio. Do you do any of this in a nature setting?
I haven't yet, but I would love to do so. Yes.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love for you to do that too. With a sweat lodge and a sacred place, and yeah, I can really see that. So yeah, and even combining it with a medicine wheel ceremony as well. So which is what I love to do as well. there's so many elements to what you bring to this. It's very, very exciting. It's very cross-cultural. It's interesting. You're bringing First Nations consciousness and the totems. You're bringing the chakras from the Eastern mythology, and you're bringing together sort of like an international gathering of different ways of bringing dance into a way of discovering how to show up and be authentic in the world. Very, very powerful. So where did you learn how to do this, or is this mostly what you've learned on your own, being guided?
I learned dance, actually, in belly dance in Calgary here years and years ago. But the chakra dance, I actually took a course from a lady in Australia named Natalie Southgate. She is the founder of Chakra Dance International. And the rest of the spiritual dance that I've done is just something that I have learned on my own, in my own process, in my own spiritual path. And I've just put it together. Something that I am currently working on right now is I am working on a program. I'm going to call it Goddess Dance and God Dance. And the Goddess Dance will be a series of programs, and it will be a goddess for each. Each program will be a separate goddess, and it will be working on the women, working on the feminine divine and getting in touch with their feminine bodies. And the God Dance will be men getting in touch with their masculine divine and getting in touch with their bodies. And then after they each go through the God and Goddess, I would like them to do a program where they do the God and Goddess dance together.
Wow, that sounds powerful. So would that be like a 2-day workshop?
That would be over a period of a couple of weeks, yes.
Oh, a couple of weeks. And would that be like we meeting every evening, or would it be, or how would it be, just out of curiosity?
I'd probably do it maybe once or twice a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's for people in Calgary. We got to get you traveling, I think.
Yeah, I consider myself fusion, like with regards to spirituality. I'm just, I have found that I just love looking at different spiritual paths and different realms of spirituality, and I take a little bit from everything. And when it all comes down to, they all are from love, and they all have something to offer, and I find them so interesting, and I just take a little bit from everything and put it all together.
Yeah, that's sort of the smorgasbord approach. I know that I have had criticism in my life. Well, you just don't know how to focus on any particular one. But, well, maybe it's because they're all the same. They're all different paths to the same top of the same mountain. So, why not? Why don't we make our own path to the top of the mountain? And if that means we get to dance up the path, then so be it. So I love that. It's a bit of cherry picking, but it's, each person gets to cherry pick what is important to them, what sings to their soul and helps them dance. So yeah, very powerful aspect. So it sounds like you've got a number of different programs going on, some of that are in development and some of that you have going now. So could you start to just recap some of them? So if somebody wanted to get hold of you, first of all, how do they get hold of you?
I have a website. It's www.samariasspiritual.guru. You can reach me by telephone, 403-836-1164. Also email samaria1@shaw.ca.
And so if you could give me an overview of the programs that you have running right now or about to come up.
I am just finishing an Awakening series right now. That is the 9-week series of Chakra Dance programs. I will be starting the Journeying series on June 2nd, and that is the seven chakra program series. I also have a spiritual dance program running at lunch hour, and I also have a morning spiritual dance class running, and also I have the God and Goddess dance in development right now.
And then you have Zumba somewhere in there.
And yeah, the spiritual Zumba, yes.
Wow, that's a lot. That sounds very exciting. So we're getting near the end of our time together, but what would you want to say to everybody who's listening to the show? What sort of things would you like to say from your point of view in the world?
I would just like to say that I would just like everybody to live from the heart, live from their heart chakra. When it comes right down to love is the answer, love is it. Just live from love and compassion, and just be kind, and always think of what you say and how it feels to other people, and just be kind to yourself and be kind to others.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So basically you're saying dance on and be ecstatic.
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and we'll have to have you back. I'm looking forward to the fact that you'll be able to give us some examples of what you're teaching on the Facebook page, which will be The Wellness Show. On Facebook, you'll leave us some videos there so we can get a sense of who you are and how to get in touch with you, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks again for being on the show, and we're going to have to get you on the road and get you over here, get you in the sacred shoe shop and teaching us. We'll do ceremony together. I can hardly wait for that.
Sounds great, Tyson.
All right. Bye-bye for now.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, theWellnessStore.ca. and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at theWellnessAcademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at theWellnessShow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.